I've decided to try and make my own disc sander. So here are the two motors that I have that are probably the best candidates, and I think both of them are underpowered. But I'm going to go with this one. This was from an old furnace blower. It's GE, it's a single phase, and when you turn it off you can hear that tick. It's 1/3 horsepower, and that's the two important things are the horsepower and the RPMs. It's 1725 RPMs, which is good, but it's only 1/3 horsepower. The second thing is the size of the disc itself. I'm gonna make this a 12-inch disc sander, 12-inch diameter, and then basically all you're doing is mounting the motor onto a plate. I'm going to use just a regular board, and the disc itself, I've seen some people make it out of aluminum, so I'm just going to use melamine, just a piece of board. It's particle board, it's 3/4 inch thick, it's pretty heavy. I'm going to mount that to the end of the drive shaft as best I can at 90 degrees. I'm going to do it again with a Sharpie just so I can really see that line. After thinking some more about this, I'm not sure that this small surface area mount will work, attaching it there. I was planning on welding it together on that, but I don't know if that's going to hold when I'm putting force on either ends of this. I think it might wobble. So I'm going to try welding this plate on, and if necessary I can weld a larger ring to give it more surface area to prevent it from bowing as I'm sanding on these edges. So. Now the fence, I want to be just at the center line, or maybe a little bit below. So I might use a board like this, a 2x6 on its end, and I'll chop these down to the same height. Well, here's where I'm at with the belt sander. Everything's dry fit. I don't have anything locked down. I'm going to have 2x4s and melamine for the surface, the melamine wheel that's locked in. I'm having it sit on 2x4s, or 2x6s, sorry. And let me show you how the motor runs. I'm going to quickly turn it on. So you can see spinning that board, there's plenty of power. Here's the countersunk holes and the screw that's flush to the surface. The motor will sit just like that. So, okay, this is the first test run for the motor. I have a switch in the back, and we'll see how. I know it's going to vibrate because it's not been balanced. I can see it off a little, but I just want to see how it runs. It's quite a bit out of balance right now, but. So I just got done spending about 45 minutes trying to balance this wheel out, and I've come to the conclusion that it's not going to be perfect. Pretty good. I've been using different techniques. That's it at full speed. It seems pretty solid there, but you can listen. So the wheel's not perfectly round. I'm going to work on that. So here's the sandpaper I got. It was $5 at Harbor Freight. It's the only 12-inch sandpaper they had was 120 grit. I wish it was 80 grit, but we'll see. Well, I just had my first test run of the disc sander, and it's better. It's more balanced now than it was. I guess it's just something I'm going to have to work on. I'm going to try to balance that wheel a little better, but since it's metal and wood and I'm bolting it together, there's going to be some play, and where I welded that washer to the ring, it's not perfect, and I think that's where the vibration and off balance is coming from. Well, here's the finished disc sander. It turned out as good, if not better, than I thought it would. The hardest part about this has been the coupling between the shaft on the motor and the disc. You can see a little bit when the wheel spins. It's a little bit out of wobble, but it's not a big deal for what I use it. The table's not adjustable, it's just at 90 degrees. Painted everything except the melamine board here. I have an on-off switch on the back, and let me show you how it works. It's actually pretty stable once it gets up to speed, and it's pretty quiet, and you always got to use it on this side. So it does a pretty good job of taking boards down.